In 1928, a famous Indian scientist, Sir Chandrasekhar Venkatraman, proposed a different character of visible light rays, which is famous as Raman effect in physics world. For this, Sir C.V. Raman was awarded with Nobel Prize in Physics. Now the biggest question is, what is Raman effect? So to know the answer, watch the full video. And if you are new in my channel, then click the red subscribe button below so that you never miss my latest updates. In his experiment, Sir C.V. Raman sent a monochromatic visible light ray into different liquid mediums such as benzene, toluene, etc. And notice that besides the main refracted ray of the incident ray, there are two extra wavelengths of light. One is with higher wavelength than the incident ray and the second one is with lesser wavelength. This experiment is known as Raman effect. Now the lines with higher wavelengths are known as Stokes line and the lines with lesser wavelengths are known as anti-Stokes lines. In the behalf of the main light rays of Raman spectrum, the frequency of incident ray and refracted ray is equal. This refraction of light without any change of frequency is known as Rayleigh scattering, and these spectrums are known as Rayleigh lines. The Stokes and anti-Stokes lines exist by the main spectrum with equal difference in frequency. The frequency of these lines depend on the main spectrum. Now assume that the difference of Stokes and anti-Stokes lines from the main spectrum is del mu. Then del mu doesn't depend on the main spectrum, it depends upon the experimental medium. Now the biggest question which is coming to your mind is why is this happening? Well, we have the answer of the question. So we all know that according to quantum theory, the energy of any photon is represented with h nu. Then when a photon is incidents upon any solid, liquid or gas atom, these always can occur three types of collisions between photon and atom. Number 1, the photon can diffract from its way without any change of energy or frequency. Number 2, the photon can donate a part of its energy to the stable atom so that the atom reaches to a higher energy level and the photon loses its energy. Number 3, if the atom exists at an excited state, then the reverse will occur. It would donate its energy to the photon. As a result, the photon will gain a energy and reaches to a higher energy state. Now assume that the internal energy of the atom at primary state is equals to EP, and after collision the internal energy is EQ. Mass of the atom is m, speed before collision is u, and speed after collision is v. The energy of incidence photon is h nu and energy of refractive photon is h nu prime. So according to conservation rule of energy, EP plus half mv square plus h nu is equal to EQ plus half mv prime square plus h nu prime. As there isn't any effective change in temperature after collision, so we can say that the kinetic energy after collision remains the same. So from the equation we get EP plus h nu is equal to EQ plus h nu prime, or h nu prime minus nu is equal to EP minus EQ. So nu prime minus nu plus EP minus EQ by h. Now if EP is equal to EQ, then nu prime is equal to nu, and that indicates the Rayleigh refraction. Now if EP is less than EQ, then nu prime is less than nu, and it represents the Stokes line. At last, if EP is greater than EQ, then nu prime is greater than nu, and it is the anti-Stokes line. Well, this Raman effect is very useful to know about atomic structures of crystals and other molecules. Also, we can know about the spin of nucleus through it. So today, if you have learned something new and different, give a like to the video, subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.